These are the Clancy brothers.
Yes,
and Tommy Makem is
so
here.
pleased to know you all.
Paddy Clancy.
Paddy Clancy.
Tommy Makem.
Tommy Makem.
Tom Clancy.
And how Irish can you get?
And I'm Liam Clancy.
Oh, well, your uncle go home.
Yankel, you're in trouble. I know about these people. Three of you are brothers.
That's right, us three. This
The
side.
original Clancy brothers.
And I'm their father.
They're the father.
And I'm their mother, believe it. Would you?
Do you have any children, gentlemen? How many among you?
Yes, we have 4.5 among us.
4.5.
I've got the half.
Good. You have a couple of Irish tales you can tell us about children?
Yeah, there's when we were young, we went to school at a convent. Now, you may not believe that, but in our town in Ireland, the little boys in the sort of kindergarten was in a convent. And one day we came in from the playground to the school, and the nun found on the floor a little puddle. And she said, "Now, who's responsible for this? I want to know the name of the person who did this." And of course she realized they were all embarrassed and that nobody would admit to it. So she said, "I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll all cover our eyes, and when there's nobody looking, whoever did it will go up and write their name on the blackboard, and then they won't be embarrassed by having to tell us." So they all cover their eyes, and they heard the little patter of feet up to the blackboard. They heard the writing on the board, walking back to the desk. She said, "All right, you can all look down." So they all looked up, and right under the blackboard there was another little puddle. And written on the blackboard was, "The Phantom Strikes Again."
I can't help but think that story would have been so effective if you had had a little brogue. Yeah, how about the Roy Rogers story?
Oh, yes. I was going to tell that one about the teacher was in the class, you see. And she says, a story with a moral is a story that goes like this. Your mother goes out and she buys a basket full of eggs. And on the way home, she drops the basket, all the eggs break. And what's the moral of the story? The moral is never put your eggs in one basket, you see? So this little girl gets up and she says, I have a story with a moral. She said, I saw a little string coming out of my sweater, and I started pulling it. And next thing, there was a big hole in it, and I was scared to tell my mommy, so I kept pulling it, and the whole sweater just disappeared. Well, what's the moral of that story? Well, a stitch in time saves 9. Very good, the teacher, see? So the little fella gets up and he says, I got a story. He says, one day Roy Rogers was riding along on the prairie, and he comes into this valley, and there's 100 bad men up in front of him, and there's 1,000 Indians over on the right-hand side, and he looks up, and there's 2,000 Indians up on the other side, and Roy Rogers gets out his gun, and he shoots them. And he kills all the Indians on that side, and then he kills all the bad men. And then the other Indians come down, they attack him, and he kills all them too. Teacher says, well, what's the moral of the story? He says, don't fool around with Roy Rogers.
I have an Irish story. I have an Irish story. A little Irish boy was running errands for the Mother Superior of a convent, and in the summer, when he took a vacation, he brought in his little Jewish boyfriend, Moish, to run the errands, and Moish took over the job, and he ran the errands. It was wonderful.
This is an Irish story?
This is an Irish story about a little Jewish boy and the Mother Superior, who was Irish. And after he'd been there for a week, the Mother Superior called him in. She said, Moish, you've done a beautiful job. We are very happy with you, but there are 3 things we don't want you to do. Don't wash your hands in the holy water, don't bang the doors, and don't call me Mother Shapiro.
I know you love the sound you heard. The Clancy brothers and Tommy Makem have an album on Columbia, which we're showing you right now. Do any of you play the bagpipes?
Yeah.
Tommy does. Yes.
Tommy, and you have them? Oh, just right out of the sky, folks. It's amazing. I just mentioned something and there.
I thought that was a Scottish instrument.
Well, they stole it from us.
Don't start anything here, Molly.
The same way they stole the whiskey, isn't that right? Watered it down, called it Scotch.
Okay, you going to get us started?
Yeah. Here, get a set of pipes.
Oh, do we get a set? Molly? You want a set?
Are you going to play these?
Here, Molly, I'll get
Really? No. I've never touched one of those.
We have a sample of
In
how,
fact, I've never even touched
Put
the
that on
man.
your arm there
What
first.
do I do?
There you are. And these over your head. This down here.
What happened to this?
What do you do with it?
You
Blow in there, Molly. In there, yeah.
Blow, Gabriel, blow.
Now, you're supposed to play this one, you see.
Now, wait a minute. You got it.
The music goes around, oh, and it comes out where?
Blow it hard. Harder. Harder. Harder.
hard blow.
Hard enough.
Now, press on it. Put it back, press the bag.
Leave out the bag and you're full.
Wait a minute. Hold it. I want to straighten something out. I'm Irish, and you just knocked a tooth out.
What's a tooth between friends? Play off a tune, Tommy. You see if they can keep up. We go all from Marley way. Over hillways, up and down, myrtle green and bracken brown. On we go, hey, on and toe for toe, arm in arm, and on we go all from Marley's way. When the hillways up and down, myrtle green and bracken brown, past the shield and through the town, on from